Jump statements in C# allow us to take control and transfer it to another part of the program. These two statements are going to be break statements or continue statements. So let's talk about the break statement for a second. A break statement is going to terminate the loop or switch the statement, and it's going to transfer the control to this statement that immediately follows that loop or that switch. So let's take a look at a quick example. We're going to say for, and we're going to use a for loop for this, by the way. We're going to say for, and then we're going to say integer I is equal to 1. We're going to say I is less than or equal to 10, and then I plus plus, similar to what we did with our code above or previously. And then we're going to say if inside of here. So we're going to nest the if statement inside of here. We're going to say if I is equal to 7, then break. Then we're going to do a console write line, and then of course we're going to do I. And then underneath here, I'm going to write console dot write line break statement is done. And put my space in there. So what this is going to do is it's going to say for the integer I being equal to 1, and then while I is less than or equal to 10, we're going to add 1. If I is equal to 7, then we're going to stop the code. Then it's going to console write line. So this is going to work pretty much like our loops, our while loops, or our for loop, where it continues to run until this condition is met, until this if condition is met. So once this is equal to 7, it's going to break. But the thing is it's not going to print out the numerical data for 7, because that once it equals to that, it's going to stop the code. It's not going to write the line and then stop the code. Once it's equal there, it just stops the code. So let's take a look at that in our debug. And then we'll see here, we get 1 all the way to 6, and then our break statement is done. Our continue statement is going to skip the current iteration of a loop, and then it's going to continue with the next set of iterations. So let's take a look at that. Let's do for k, okay, not that, for k, if I can do k, we're going to do for h, okay, maybe not. We'll do for h is equal to 1, and then we'll do h, get that out of there, is less than or equal to 10, and then we'll do h plus plus, and then I'm going to do my curly brackets. What's going on here? Maybe we won't use h. How about we use anything? I'm getting so many errors here. For integer h is equal, that was my problem, sorry. For integer h is equal to 1, we'll say h is less than or equal to 10, and then we'll do h plus plus, and then we have our curly brackets there already. And what we're going to say is if h is equal to, and this is one of our Boolean operators here, right? So this is our set equal to. So we're checking to see if this is true or false. I should have told you that previously in our break statement, but this is checking to see if it's true or false, right? And generally, this is going to be our true Boolean statement here. So when, instead of saying if h is equal to, we'll do 7 again. We're pretty much saying while h is equal to 7, then we're going to continue, and then we're going to say console dot write line h, and then of course underneath there we're going to put our little console note, and we're going to say continue statement is done. So what's going to happen here in this continue statement is for the integer h, while it's equal to 1, while h is less than or equal to 10, we're going to add 1 to h. But once h is set equal to 7, or once it's true that h is 7, we're going to skip it and then continue over it, because remember, it's going to skip that iteration. So once it's set to 7, we're going to continue, or we're going to skip over it, and then we're going to continue running our code until h is equal to 10. So let's run that, and we should see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10 instead of 7. And as you see, that does hold true, and our statement has been completed.